In the morning, February 20th, 2026 show. I'm about to speak on my mom when she ran for city council back in 2009. I think this was just like the summertime of '09, and she threw a fundraiser party at this hall. I think it was on Warren and between Warren and on Warren between Southfield and Greenfield. I think it was either on Warren or Michigan Avenue. I think it was on Warren. And me and my cousin JJ and my cousin JR and my brother Scooter was standing outside and the narcos pulled up on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the pistols at? And my brother's like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? They jumped out and searched him, frisked him or whatever. They searched all of us, told us we couldn't stand around outside. And then we ended up going in the inside of the building or whatever. We inside of there chilling. And in the midst of everybody being in there drinking, talking, laughing it up, whatever, somebody stole the money, yo. Somebody stole the money that was basically like the fundraiser money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the first thought that came to my mind was my mom, ex-husband, Esau. At the time, that was her husband, Esau. You feel me? That was the first person that came to mind, but I didn't say nothing. And I'm speaking on this because still to this day, I kind of regret not saying anything because my bro and my cousin got into an argument after that over like what happened to the money or who took the money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then in the midst of my bro and my cousin arguing, Esau came forth and was like, I took it. You know what I'm saying? Only person that was out there was me, JJ, Esau, and my brother Scooter. You know what I'm saying? And then in the midst of that same exact altercation or whatever going on, it was this old man that basically got too drunk. He was dancing with my mom friend Vicky, and he ended up throwing up. So now that's what kind of sort of took everybody's attention off of the tension that was like going around, off of the problem and stuff like that. Because when the old man threw up, we ended up having to take him home. And I still remember riding in the car with Esau driving back to the crib like, I'm proud of Scooter. He was saying, I'm proud of Scooter. I'm proud of Scooter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you mean you proud of him? He was like, he jumped up to see who took the money. I was like, but you took the money, Esau. You took the money. And I was like, you ain't have to do that. He was like, I did that because none of y'all watching the door, and I just wanted to show y'all how quick somebody could have took that money. I said I said we weren't watching the door because the narcos told us to go inside. We couldn't stand outside. The police told us to go inside, yo. So the old man, I think he had a G6 or something like that. I still remember driving down Joy Road because my mom stayed on Joy Road in Granville at this time. And I pulled up on Joy Road in Southfield, like before I pulled back up at the crib to drop his car off because he spent the night over there on Joy Road in Granville at my mom's crib. You know what I'm saying? Because he passed out. And he woke up the next morning saying, I ain't party like that in like 40 years or 50 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He was an older guy. And I still remember him asking me, like, how she ride? How she ride? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, she ride real nice. She ride real nice. I was talking about his car. You feel me? Because he had I think it was a G6. I don't remember I don't remember what kind of car it was, but I do remember like pulling up around like Joy Road to Southfield and a couple ladies talking to me like, what's up? This and that, this and that. Of course, I'm lying and shit, acting like it was my car. So this when I was like 19, yo. Because I was still living on Joy Road in Granville. So this is when I was 19. You feel me? Yeah, this when I was 19. And that was one of them situations that we never really talked about too much. Me and my cousins and my brother, yo, because that was just a messed up situation. You feel me? It was one time, I still remember this. I got into an argument with two of my cousins. We was hoping one of them move, and then I ended up getting drunk, and I ended up thinking that one of them two was in cahoots with each other or something. You know what I'm saying? Basically trying to play me. So I feel real bad the next day about that because I ain't never been that type of person like, hey, you got to give me this money. I'm helping you move. You got to give me that, give me that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't me. So I feel like that's the worst feeling ever when you got a chance to show people who you are, and then they feel like they got to walk on eggshells when they come around you because you showed them another side, and then they be thinking that they tried to do some fucked up foul shicey ass shit to you. You know what I'm saying? So I recorded a video that was 47 minutes long, and I ain't trying to fuck people's life up or make people look bad or do no shit like that, yo. I'm not trying to cause chaos or nothing like that. But I did make it clear that I spoke about how certain family members of mine been attacked, been cloned, and everybody just completely overlooked it, right? And ignored it. And then at the same exact time, it's a bunch of niggas walking around hacking my phone all day with a grin on their face as if me talking about family members of mine being attacked is something that's to joke about. But if it was you wouldn't be joking. You feel me? And I'm talking about around where I live at. If it was you going through this, you wouldn't be joking. The people that you know would have been did something to figure out where your peoples was at. That's all I'm saying. But on a positive note, I don't mean any disrespect toward anybody else, and especially all the stuff that I talked about in the past. You know what I'm saying? And I also spoke about how, listen, I said that I believe that some people have said in the past they wanted to humble me. They looked at me like I want to humble this guy. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, I feel like they wanted to either put fear in me, or they just wanted me to get to the point where I feel like I didn't even care about life itself no more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a problematic person. I'm not suicidal. I'm not a hazard to myself, nor am I a hazard to other people. So I'm not. So in that video that I recorded that was 47 minutes long, and I was talking about this, I was stating that, you know what I'm saying? I was stating that I believe that some people just they say they want to humble me, but the truth is they want to feel like a bully for the moment. You know what I'm saying? They want to try to put fear in me. They want to try to feel good about being somebody who like brought fear into putting fear in a man. I don't know. Like some people just like they enjoy that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So um I was just saying that some people say that they want to humble me, but I be thinking that it's not really humble or humility. They just prefer to try to do something messed up and negative that's humiliating, that will make you just be careless of yourself or your surroundings, or just not care about life no more, or possibly be like fearful to the point where you be going through PTSD and shit like that. That's what I pretty much was getting at. But I gotta make sure I made it clear right now while I'm recording this video, because the video that I recorded that's 47 minutes long, somebody would probably try to make it look like I got some type of hatred toward others or myself, and then they'll try to convert that into some type of a negative message or try to make me look suicidal with some shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's not the case. I'm not suicidal. I'm not like problematic or, you know what I'm saying, combative toward anybody. I'm just talking about what's been going on around me, yo. God bless to everybody. Um, God bless to everybody. You feel me? And I just wanted to talk about this because um I'm just in deep thought about it. You know what I'm saying? The whole point that I was making is I feel like that is a messed up feeling when you actually, you know, was in a process of actually like making the situation um, be more of a peaceful situation, and then you kind of mess it up because you thought somebody was moving in a scandalous type of way. This is why I always let people know what I'm really thinking and what's really going on, because I be trying to get people to understand, hey, don't take it personal. I've been through some foul, fucked up shit, yo. You feel me? And it ain't like I just went through something and that was it. I went through some shit and it was like, everybody was kind of like, hey, you know, kind of just shrugged it off like it wasn't a big deal. My older cousins used to come around back in the day. I used to low key want to be like, hey, where the hoes at? Where the hoes at? You know what I'm saying? But that never really was the type of party whenever they came around. I used to go, I used to just go, you know, I used to pull up on people. I knew a lot of people back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But whenever it came to just going to some lady house, I was always by myself. You know what I'm saying? Being around a whole bunch of ladies in groups and shit, that wasn't really my thing. I would always be around a bunch of groups, and then I go leave and then just go to some lady crib by myself. You know what I'm saying? I've done that a few times as far as like being around groups, but that wasn't always me. That's why I spoke about them strip clubs that I used to be at back in the day. I'll be basically driving a cab around, but I wasn't in the strip club a whole lot, yo. But I just knew a lot of ladies that was in the strip club. You know what I'm saying? I dropped them off and stuff like that, but that's why I said that it was a lot of times ladies, some of them ladies in the past that saved my life because they heard about what was going on around the club, and then they'll tell their homegirl, hey, call that nigga AJ phone up. You know what I'm saying? So-and-so talking about trying to do something when he pull up down the street or in the hood that he had or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Some ladies used to tell, like they used to hear shit and then they'll just do that. I didn't learn this until years later. You know what I'm saying? That it was times that God probably used some of them ladies that was to save my life. But I wasn't in the strip club and all that other shit. I just knew a lot of the strippers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't in the club a lot. Um, so I be praying to God wherever my people's at that been cloned, yo. You know what I'm saying? Keep them safe, healthy, and alive. Deliver them from evil, protect them from evil and danger, yo. Because I know for a fact that has happened. You know, my siblings, my mom, my sisters, my bro, they all look like they've been cloned. And hopefully my dad is all right. You know what I'm saying? Because